Despite the annual increase in the budget for basic education, fewer children are enrolling in schools. The reason? Poverty.
Isang araw ako'y nadalaw sa bahay tambakan, 15 mag-anak.
Nag-aaral ka ba?
Hindi po. Tumigil po. Ng grade po.
Ikaw?
Oh, hindi. Ano lang po, konti.
Anong ibig mo sabihin sa konti?
Nag-aaral lang konti.
Ba't hindi ka nag-aaral?
Wala lang po.
Bakit wala lang?
Gusto niya rin mag-ala.
Gusto niya lang magala? Ikaw, lagi ka mong may baon?
Oo, dos.
Dos?
10 at 20.
O ikaw?
Wala po. Napasok lang po ng 8 baon.
Sinulat ko ang nakita ng aking mga mata, ang kanilang kalagayan ginawan ko ng kanta, iginuhit at isinalarawan ang naramdaman, at sinangguni ko sa mga taong marami ang alam.
According to the data from the National Statistical Coordination Board, more than 1/4 or 25.8% of the population fell below the poverty line the first semester of 2014.
At ang pinagpala sa mundo, ang dyaryo at ang pulpito, lahat sila'y nagkasundo na ang tawag sa ganito ay bahay.
Course?
Psychology, like.
Tanong ko lang, bakit mahalagang mag-aral?
Kasi pag nag-aral ka kasi, syempre, nandun yung mga kaalaman. Yung mga nalalaman mo doon, pwede mo siyang gamitin sa pagbubuhay. Para yun. Katulad ng yun, reading. Pinaka-importante, reading, writing, tsaka math. Kasi yun yung mga bagay na lagi natin na-encounter sa buhay natin. Miski mamili ka lang, gumat ka na. So, yun. Importante mag-aral.
Sa iyong sariling opinyon, paano mo masasabi na nakakaapekto ang kahirapan sa edukasyon ng mga bata o ng isang tao sa Pilipinas?
Nakaka-apekto siya kasi sa panahon ngayon, kung titignan mo, mahal talaga mga tuition fees. So, maraming kabataan ang hindi na nakaka-aral kasi sa sobrang mahal ng tuition fee. At wala rin namang willing na magturo sa kanila ng walang bayad. So, yung mga dapat nalalaman nila, hindi nila nalalaman. So, nakaka-apekto talaga yung poverty sa edukasyon.
The top reason of people aged 6 to 24 for not attending school is employment or looking for work, with almost 1/3 or 30.5% citing that reason. The government figure shows that the budget for education has increased over a 10-year period from 90 billion in 1999 to 149 billion in 2008.
Tutukang nakaupo lang sa sahig, sa papag na gutay-gutay, pipiliting hihimlay, di hamak na mainam pa ang pahinga.
In a March 2008 report, the Education Department said hunger and malnutrition are also barriers to participation in education. In 2007, DepEd improves its school feeding program.
Ay maligaw, mahiponyo at marinig, at maamoy at matanaw. Hindi ako nangungutya, kayo na rin ang magpasya. Sa palagay ninyo kaya, ito sa mata ng may likha ay bahay.
As a professional, how would you describe the education in the Philippines?
The education in the Philippines is in a way transitory, no? Especially when you talk about basic ed, no? The K to 12. No? So we are still in the process of adjustment. You would hear people saying, well, it's good, it's very good. Some people would say that we lack references, books, the curriculum itself, curricula. No? So in a way, it's kind of a transitory because we are really adjusting to that particular scheme of education, which is in a way relatively new to us because before we don't have K to 12, now we have the K to 12. And its repercussion to the higher education.
Yes. Sir, are you one of the advocates for the K to 12 implementation?
Whether I'm an advocate or not, it's very immaterial because what now K to 12 is, it's a law, no? So there's what we call the enhancement education law, no? And therefore everybody must follow if it is a law, no? Aside from the fact that of course we have also to see that almost all countries in the world are having the K to 12 curriculum, no? So very few are not following that one. And since before we are not following, so we as well also now are following, no? So we are also aligned globally.
Yes. And the last question is, sir, what are your suggestions in terms of poverty linked to educational issues?
Very easily said, education and poverty issues, no? But in between these two big realities, no, is a big abyss, big space, no, that we have to do a lot, no, precisely because those who are have-nots, no, those who are poor, could hardly afford to go into education, no, and usually good education could be attained when you go to education institutions which are paid or you are paying, no. Some of the non-paying or free education institutions are not also so much in good quality. So, you know, being poor would eventually go into a non-education, no? Of course, the government is doing what we call the EFA, or the education for all, no? And actually, it should be that the DepEd should be really going to the streets and really get all the street children and plunge them into the classrooms, no? Of course, precisely it's called basic education. That's why it's called basic, because it has connecting repercussion towards higher education. And if basic education is quite questionable or relatively not so in good standard, what do you expect when you go to the higher education? Because that's why it's basic, because you build the stepping stones there. If the stepping stones are weak, then how would you pretend that the higher education would be strong?
That could be all, sir. Thank you so much for your
Thank you so
time.
much.
You're
Sir.
welcome also.
Yes, sir.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Isang araw ako'y nadalaw sa bahay tambakan. 15 mag-anak ang do'y nagsiksikan, nagtitiis sa munting barong-barong na sira-sira. Habang doon sa isang mansyon, halos walang nakatira. Sa init ng tabla't karton, sila do'y nakakulong sa lilim ng yerong kalawang at mga sirang gulong. Pinagtagpi-tagping basurang pinatungan ng bato. Hindi ko maintindihan bakit ang tawag sa ganito ay bahay.